Hello and welcome, everybody. This is another live webcam that we have here at ChattyBloggerMS. Of course, I'm Mikey, my beautiful wife Suzanne, who monitors the chat and is the administrator to our channel. And of course, our beautiful cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu. I went over my past videos. In all total, this will be officially the 550th video, whether it's a live webcam like this or live streams. Um, and I'm very proud to say that I know a lot of good people, um, thankfully, still, that appreciate when we do these every once in a while, just to bring you folks up to speed, things that are going on. And like I said, Jim, as usually I just, Jim, you know, you should all already be notified when these things happen, when I go and do this for just talking about Jim's landscape, being one of our main mods. And, but when I do actual live streams, like tomorrow, I hope to do a live stream on our MOPS project number 2, which hopefully will feature Larry, for Be Yourself Adventures, my longtime friend of 50 plus years. And yeah, I even want to have Jim join us too. So it'll be like, the three of us talking about Carmen and La Traviata, which are my 2 favorite operas. And then, of course, we'll talk about hopefully Larry's experience with uh, Jesus Christ Superstar that he worked on for 6 months. And was, and it was played there in Phoenix, Arizona back in the day. And we'll also talk about Godspell, which featured the great and late Victor Garber, who played Jesus Christ. And both those movies, by the way, one is a musical and one is a play. And both of them became movies in 1973 when I was only about 8 years old. And I had only just moved to the Valley back in Valley of the Sun there in Phoenix. Well, actually in Scottsdale. I was living in Scottsdale at the time. And I was only about 8 years old. We had just moved there when I was about 6. Um, you know, during the summer of 71 before I turned 6. So I mean, I was just still too young. I realized things that were going on, but I do distinctly remember those movies becoming the musical and the play later on becoming movies, and I actually watched them in their entirety. Really loved them. I mean, they were about the last days of Jesus Christ before he goes and, faces trial and gets tortured and, made unalive on the cross, right? And then he comes back to life, in 3 days. So, you know, both movies in their own way. One is like a modern day telling. That's Godspell. They used New York backgrounds and, it was just like, these weren't like gang members or anything. These were just people that, came basically, they looked like they came, just after Woodstock, from the hippie era and all that stuff. And basically created this movie. And I thought it for the time it was innovative. It was really radical, right? But it was something. And then eventually, the same year, they did Jesus Christ Superstar, as I said. And later on, that was one of the first plays that my best friend Larry got to do. And I watched him, right? And I have some video. I think Larry, well, the video would come from Larry. I wouldn't have the video personally, but I know Larry would have it. And he could probably play it, if he still got it in his, storage and whatever. He could play some moments from that, so we don't get struck with anything. As far as I know, knock on wood, I haven't been copyright claimed or anything has gone wrong yet. So I'm very happy about that. And I want to try to keep it that way because I don't like to be claimed on anything. Okay. So this quick review, and I'm just doing this before I go and join Brainbender's Banter later tonight. She's got a very good, it looks like a very good panel discussion stream. And now, Jim, I will send you that. I will send that to you, and other people that want to see it. But what we're going to talk about tonight is expectations and what do we expect from expectations, and things like that. And it really, when me and Chrissy and others get involved in it, like Rump and everybody else we know, and even Chance, my brother Chance Bartels. And when we get involved in something like that, it's really interesting. I mean, we have some fun, with some of our answers and things we give, but it's just really, I mean, it's fascinating discussion, and I always like to talk about things um, that I really haven't really talked about before. And I think Chrissy is a great hostess. I think she's able to bring out maybe the best in us, yeah, for sure. But I mean, maybe the worst too. Things we hadn't really thought of, like I said, over our course of our life. I've been alive for 60 years. My beautiful wife's going to reach 60, herself soon in a few months in June. Uh, you know, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in those discussions. But as I said, they're pretty informative, and I would honestly say when Chrissy does them on Saturday nights, you don't want to miss them because I mean, there's a lot of craziness there. Um, but anyway, this quick review is about the Scream franchise. Now, here's something interesting. Um, the original Scream came out in 1996. I remember it very fondly because of three actresses that were, well, actually two actresses, because I didn't really know much about Sydney, who was, I'll tell you who, that played her. I wasn't really familiar with her yet at that time, but I was familiar with Drew Barrymore, and I was familiar with Courtney Cox, from Friends, and then David Arquette, right, who was, I think, David Arquette Cox, who was was seeing her or whatever at the time, or maybe they were married. I don't even know. Anyway, this franchise now has reached 30 years. Can you believe that? Yeah. When they put out Scream 7, which is coming out next week, next Friday, and that is something I'm definitely looking forward to see with my beautiful wife, Suzanne. So, yeah, I mean, Scream 7. But like I said, 30 years that this franchise has been out there. And this will, like I said, this will be the seventh film in the series. Now, that being said, I'm gonna try not to give spoilers. What I hope to do in this quick review is just to go over who were the main people in it and when it came out. When each film came out, and up to seven. I won't even talk about seven, okay? But I will briefly mention it is coming out next Friday, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hey, Kevin, Theme Park Adventures, first in the box. Welcome, Kevin. Hey, Mikey, and big wave. Thank you to both of us. Kevin, have you seen any of the Scream movies yourself? 1 through 6. Have you seen any of them? I know Suzanne and I have probably seen maybe four, maybe five. I don't remember five of them. I don't remember the sixth one. If I had seen it or not, I don't know. I don't really remember. But I do remember at least the first four Screams, and I think maybe Suzanne and I did see five, but I don't know about six. But we want to see seven. So yeah. So let me know in the chat there, brother. Kevin, if you've seen any of the Scream films, and what was your impression? What did you think of them? Like, did you know, like after the first two Screams, this was to be like a franchise, like they did with Saw, like they did with, earlier in years, with Nightmare on Elm Street, with Friday the 13th, with Halloween, you know? Um, did you think that, the Scream franchise would be extended like this? To seven movies? I mean, it's pretty radical, dude. But I guess people are still people love Courtney Cox, who plays the reporter and all this time. I don't understand any of that. But as I said in seven, I'll just kind of mention who's going to be in it, right? And what the basic plot I think they're saying is. But that's pretty much it. So, for that, I don't know what else is going on there. So yeah, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see next Friday. Should be fun. Should be a good film to go see. You know, Sequels are usually. Here's the weird thing: when you have franchises like this, horror franchises, I'm speaking of, okay, other franchises could probably relate to this too, but when you have, well, look at Superman 4. for movies with Christopher Reeve, right? And then you had those Batman films with Keaton for twice. But then when Flash came back, brought back Batman, Keaton appeared again. So that was like 3 times with him. It's just all these different things. Okay. Okay. So Kevin says, I haven't seen any of the Scream films. Oh, well, you might want to go start renting those, Kevin, or well, not rent anymore. I guess you need to buy them, right? So you got to find them, see where they are. Yeah, this, like I said, 30 years this thing's been going on. Yeah, well, that's okay. Don't you haven't seen? Yeah, don't feel bad about that, Kevin. Most people haven't bothered to see them either, so I don't know. It's almost forgotten, but no, I mean it's out there. People still see it. People still see them, or have you know we don't, personally us, we don't have any of them on, in our video library, or of any of them. But as I said, we do have distinctive memories of seeing them. So, like I said. Oh, and how's your family doing? I almost forgot to ask you. Yeah, how's your family doing? How's that going? Good. How's that going? Good. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm just kind of filling this in until because I really like numbers, especially when they're rounded. So when I have 550 videos, it's a big deal to me. Over the course of 20 years that I've been doing this, here on YouTube as a creator. That's kind of a funny thing. A YouTube creator. That sounds weird to me. I don't know. Hmm. In this latter part of my life, I mean, when I turned 40, um, well, actually, let me think. Let's see. So 65, and I started in 2006, November 30th of 2006. So yeah, wow. Yeah, I turned 41. So, yeah. So when I reached 61 this year, yeah, 20 years. Wow. Hmm. I never would have thought that back in November 2006, at the end of the month, that I would just go ahead and say, hey, I'm downloading the video. I'm downloading something. And started YouTube. And then, and that was my first, like I said, that was Warlord's Fade. And then that was followed by, Mikey Sue's 4. And, Suzanne did join me during Warlord's Fade's early inception, after I had been running it for 4 years, almost 4 years, then I ran into her on on Facebook one day when I just started, running Facebook March 1st, 2010. And of course, as they say, the rest is history. By the way, yeah, we are going to celebrate after we do our MOPS project this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, by the way. So make sure that you're already subscribed and have the notification bell on. I don't want to read it right now, but make sure you have the bell on so that we'll know when we come. And it is already set up. I've already got it set. So, and as I said, I will notify Jim and I will notify Larry if they want to come up, and we can talk. We can talk about the 4 things that I discussed just a few minutes ago. And then on March 1st, a big banner day for me and Suzanne. That was the first time we actually met each other online. That was March 1st, 2010. We met each other on Facebook. And that was the very first time I ever joined Facebook. And before that, my dad and my mother told me, well, I was at one time considering joining MySpace. They said, no, 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 don't do that. Okay. And I said, well, I'm on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I was on YouTube, right? I was still, downloading videos and things, but they said, well, okay, YouTube's fine, but you don't want to mention any personal information or anything like that. So I wasn't doing that. I was just downloading stuff. I wasn't even doing streaming. Dudes, girls, you understand. I didn't even do any streaming until April 1st, 2023 with my sweetie. You know, and April 1st, of course, will be a banner date because that's 3 years we've been streaming for this channel. Oh, well, for the previous channel, Mikey Says Fort. But then when that was hacked by a Middle Eastern asshole, then, we have this one. So, so with these 2 channels. But together, like I said, Since 2010, when we first met, she immediately became my partner. So, for 16 years, we've been doing, um, you know, all three of those YouTube channels we've been together as a part of. So it's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. Kevin says, my family's doing good, Mikey. Oh, good. I'm always glad to hear that, Kevin. It's good news. It's good news to you. 3 likes already. Thank you so much. I know one came from my beautiful wife. Mwah. Love you, babe. Okay, so yeah. So what we're gonna do, since I know Kevin, you haven't seen them, and that's fine. But I only planned on doing this anyway. So for each one, for each screen, I'm not even gonna give plot, trivia, anything like that. All I'm gonna do is just let you know the main characters that were featured in each film, give you the ratings, what IMDb is rated, people have watched them, what they rated them, what their grade were, kind of in that relative capacity. And then I will also go ahead and mention the actors or actresses that stand out to me from each film and just go from there. So, yeah, usually about two per. Usually is sometimes I'll do three, but it depends. And hello, long time to see you there, Miss Lisa, Travel Lisa MH from Suffolk, England. Hello, our beautiful friend. How are you? She's also a very good sister to us. And let's see here. And yes, I did make her a managing mod. Very cool. Yeah, we've met her a few times. Lisa's great. She has a wonderful guy now named Adam, who, by the way, let me just type in here in the chat his space. I don't know if I had mentioned it before. Hidden jackpots. That's Adam. Lisa's BF. There we go. Yeah. So that is Adam's channel, is Hidden Jackpots. And of course, Travel with Lisa is her own channel as videographer who's been to Toronto and Niagara Falls and British Columbia, Canada, all over Canada. And she also does videos over in her own country there in the UK and different other spots. So, yeah, please make sure you subscribe to Adam and to Travel with Lisa. Also, they have this is their joint channel. Well, I'll just mention it here. Their joint channel, I believe, is Lisa and Adam Explore. That's a great channel too. So when you go, to Travel with Lisa's channel, MH, and also Adam's Hidden Jackpots channel, you'll be able to find their Lisa and Adam Explore channel. And then just make sure you hit subscribe. And don't forget, hit the subscription button, subscribe. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of all future content involving podcast, live webcams like this one, and live streams like the one I'll be doing tonight and the one tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern for the MOPS project I told everybody about. Musicals, operas, and plays series. That's what the MOPS, M-O-P, as in Paul, S, stands for. So, yeah, make sure you check that out. Lisa says, how are you and Sue's Mikey? We're doing well, Lisa. How are you and Adam doing? It's great to see you guys as a couple. It really is. I'm really happy about you guys. And Lisa said it's called Adam and Lisa Explore. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, I come on, Lisa. You're the dominant woman, right? So you'd be first, would you, on that? I'm sorry, I'm kidding. But yeah, but I mean but you are a great lady. So yeah, I just thought you go that way. Kevin says, hey Lisa. And okay, Lisa says, I am in Canada until April 11th now, Mikey. So we'll let you know when I'm heading back to Toronto. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. That gives you a whole month. So yeah, Suzanne and I, we got nothing but time, Lisa. Whenever you and Adam would like to hang, we'll definitely get together. Okay. Let me know for sure. Okay. And don't forget to leave me that messages there in the Facebook. That would be great. All right, cool. With thumbs up. Thank you, Lisa. Well, that's good news. I'm glad that you're here till at least April. That is awesome. I love that. So I'm looking forward to more video from you guys. Yeah, so I'll start downloading more video when you guys start shooting stuff. That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, that's very, very great news. Thank you. Travel Lisa says hello to Kevin. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first scream. We'll try to get through this as much as possible without revealing too much stuff. Okay, back in 1996, R rated. This was a exactly 1 hour and 51-minute movie. It featured Sydney, who was played by Nev Campbell. Okay, now I know. Nev Campbell. And she's played Sydney basically throughout all 7 of the films, including the one coming up next week, premiering next week. In the small town of Woodsboro, California, a masked killer known as Ghostface begins murdering high school students or making them unalive. Sorry, didn't mean to say the N word. A group of friends must use their knowledge of horror movies to unmask the killer. Yeah. So the director was Wes Craven. Now, this was when Wes Craven was alive, because you remember he did Nightmare on Elm Street and other things. And now he's been gone for a while. Let's see. I'll take a quick look at him. Yeah, he's been gone since 2015, which is a shame. Writer, producer, director. Yeah, he's The Last House on the Left. That was his first feature film. I remember that. And then somebody did a reboot of that Suzanne and I saw, which is a good film. But I like the original. But the sequel was okay. Or I mean the remake was all right. The writer of this Scream film was Kevin Williamson. Okay, so the 3 stars that stood out were Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. So let's see. Okay, so Nev Campbell is still with us, and she was born October 3rd. Well, obviously she's still with us. Most of these people are still around, which is good. Remember, she first appeared on our TV screens in the hit drama series Party of Five back in 1994 on Fox. She was born and raised in Guelph, Ontario, to Marnie, which is Nev, a Dutch-born psychologist and yoga instructor from Amsterdam, by the way, and Jerry Campbell, a Scottish-born teacher from Glasgow. And described as TV's most believable teenager, her first major film role came in the form of innocent victim Sidney Prescott in Scream, the film that redefined the slasher genre. So she was born October 3rd, 1973. So currently she is the age of 52. How cute. She's not only an actress, but a producer and a writer. So that's cool. It's good to know about Nev there, real briefly. Okay. And then the next person was Courtney Cox. And as you all know, she came from Friends. And Courtney Cox is an actress, producer, and director. And she was born on June 15, 1964, in Birmingham, Alabama, into an affluent Southern family. She is the daughter of Courtney Bass and Richard Lewis Cox, her father, who died in 2001, unfortunately. Sorry about that. 1930 to 2001, a businessman. She was the baby of the family with 2 older sisters, Virginia and Dottie, and an older brother, Richard Jr. She was raised in an exclusive society town, Mountain Brook, Alabama. Courtney was the archetype. Okay. Courtney was the archetypal daddy's girl, and therefore was understandably devastated when in 1974 her parents divorced and her father moved away. She was born June 15, 1964. So currently she is the age of 61. Yeah, by a year, less than a year, and she was, and by 2 years, she's 2 years older than my wife, who was born June 16 in 66. So, yeah, interesting. So, Courtney Cox, actress, producer, and director. Okay. And then finally, the other person featured in this first Scream film is David Arquette. And David Arquette is a producer, actor, director, and he's the youngest of 5. David Arquette was born in Winchester, Virginia, and is part of the illustrious Arquette family, whose work has spread over several generations. His parents, Louis Arquette, an actor, and Brenda Nee Nowak, an acting teacher and therapist, had 4 had four other children. Roseanne Arquette, who to me, one of her best roles is in Stigmata. What a great film. Richard Arquette, Patricia Arquette, who, let's see, I think she was, well, no, I think that was Rosanna. But anyway, and then Alexis Arquette, all actors. His paternal grandfather, Cliff Arquette, was also an entertainer. David's mother was from an Ashkenazi Jewish family. That means from a combination of Polish and Russian ancestry. He was born September 8th. Another September baby, of course. I am. 1971. So right now, he's the age of 54. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Okay. And we'll go back to the. Oh, hidden jackpots. Hello, sir. Yeah, let me go ahead and at least put you in a standard mod ship here for us. Thank you, Adam. There you go, sir. We want your girlfriend to run things. We have her as a managing mod. Now, Adam, if you're okay with your standard mod, cool. Let me know though, and I will certainly make you a managing mod to our channel too, if you want to help us out. That is wonderful. I appreciate that, sir. And so, hello from Adam at Hidden Jackpots. I just advertised your channel there, sir. And Lisa did mention Adam and Lisa Explore as well. He says hello to Travel Lisa and Kevin's theme. And hello, Adam. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, this is your first time here, isn't it, Adam? Thank you, sir, for appearing. I appreciate you. And so does Suzanne. Hey to Adam. Kevin says, good to see you, Adam. And thank you, Kevin. Yes, my first time. Well, I appreciate you being here, Adam. I really do. We're just we're doing a brief retrospective of the first 6 Scream films, and just reminding everyone that the 7th, and hopefully maybe the final one, is coming out next Friday on the 27th of February. Suzanne and I want to see it. Yeah, we definitely want to see it. If it's going to be the last one, we don't know for sure, but yeah. Okay, and glad to be here. Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you so much, sir. And now you got a shield, so you can help us out as a standard mod to help control the chat from bad people. Just let us know, that we appreciate that. And my wonderful wife, Suzanne, is our administrator, obviously, sharing it with me as husband and wife, sharing the channel. Like you guys, share your channel and stuff together as a couple, which we're really happy for you guys. We really are. Okay, so going back here to the first screen. Let's see how many people. See what the rating has been given on it. Yeah, it's a 7.4 out of 10. Over 439,000 people have seen it. So they're giving it a basic rating of a C plus, I guess, or a B minus, which is okay. I mean, these are the genres it's considered back then. It was called a dark comedy, a slasher horror, suspense mystery, teen horror, a whodunit horror, and a mystery. That's 7 different things it was called. That's interesting. Over time, it says it's won 12 wins and 11 nominations total of awards. So over 23 different nominated things. Okay, so we just meant, like I said, the main people, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and yeah. Oh, and Drew Barrymore, that's right. So let's see here. So Drew, yeah, she was born February 22nd, 1975. So she officially turned 50 years of age last year. So, and now she's 51. So, yeah, she just celebrated birthday earlier. Or no, tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Okay, so tomorrow, Miss Drew Barrymore is going to turn 51 years of age. How about that? So we'll have to give her a brief shout out tomorrow and give her a happy birthday to Drew. Happy birthday to Drew. Happy birthday, dear Drew Barrymore. So don't get yourself screwed. There you go. Uh, she's been nominated for 2 Primetime Emmys. Okay, so since melting filmgoers' hearts at the tender age of 6 in Steven Spielberg's beloved sci-fi blockbuster E.T. the Extraterrestrial, 1982, Drew Barrymore has emerged as one of the most iconic and singularly gifted talents of her generation. Born in Culver City, California, to John Drew Barrymore and Jaid Barrymore, the clutches of fame were virtually inescapable for young Drew, her father being a member of the esteemed showbiz dynasty fronted by stage star Maurice Barrymore, his thespian wife, and his thespian wife, Georgiana. There we go. And of course, John Barrymore, was in earlier films and stuff. And he was like a great granddad, things like that. So she comes from a very prominent family. She's a writer, producer, actress, and of course, she has her own talk show. You must have already seen it. I'm sure most people, unless they've been living in a cave, have probably seen her do her talk show. I've seen a few episodes. It's nothing too spectacular. It's kind of like when you have Kelly Clarkson who does her own show, and things like that. So yeah. So those are the main four. So I say up to four, main people. If I recognize someone, or if I don't if I recognize someone what I haven't said anything yet about, I will. So that was the first Scream, and now yeah, it's still going strong, after all these years. All right, so Scream 2. Let's take a look at this one. All right, Scream 2 came out the following year, 1997, R rated. It's 2 hours long. And this one, pretty bad. It got down to a 6.3 out of 10 from over 232,000 people. So that's basically a D. Not too good. Like a D plus, maybe. And again, it has the same things all the time: dark comedy, slasher, suspense, all that stuff. Again, Wes Craven directed. This was a year after the Woodsboro murders, and the survivors trying to move on at Windsor College in Ohio. But when a new Ghostface killer starts a campus killing spree, they must face terror all over again. And of course, it had the three main people there: Campbell, Cox, and Arquette. And of course, Nev plays Cindy Prescott, the tortured woman, I would say, in all of these films. Gail Weathers, of course, the intrepid reporter, and David Arquette. Now, there are two people I will take a look at. Three, actually. There is Maureen, played by Jada Pinkett Smith. That's Will Smith's current wife, I think, still. Back then, though, she went as Jada Pinkett right before she married Will. Omar Epps, who plays Phil. And then there's Heather Graham. And the one person we'll also take a look at is the voice of Ghostface. That is voiced by Roger Jackson. So we are definitely going to take a look at them. So, all right. So let's take a look at Jada here real quick. All right. Jada is still around, of course. Producer, actress, and writer. She was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and her full name is Jada Koren, Koren, Pinkett Smith, and born in Baltimore, Maryland to Rob Soul, Grant Pinkett Jr., a contractor, and Gammy Adrian Banfield Norris, a nurse. They divorced after only a few months of marriage. Her father is of African American descent. Her mother is of Afro Caribbean ancestry from Barbados and Jamaica. Jada majored in dance and choreography at the Baltimore School for the Arts, where one of her classmates was Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace, even though he was a decent rapper. And he got, made unalive there back in Vegas. She spent a year at the North Carolina School of the Arts before dropping out. She was born another September baby, September 18th, 1971. So currently she is 54 years of age. And that's Jada. And of course, she was involved in that Oscar fiasco where Chris Rock was hosting, and her current husband Will Smith got pissed off, and because of a GI Jane, joke or something like that. And of course, Jada was going through some rough, you know, apoplexia, which is actually, losing her hair. It's a terrible thing. And well, Will Smith went up there and belted him one. And the repercussions of that ever since, has been going on. So probably not one of her most proud moments, but she was going through a rough disease at the time. So I don't see why. Let's put it this way: I remember it so vividly, and I know that Chris Rock was wrong, but at the same time, it was very wrong for Will Smith in the middle of a grant in the middle of an Oscars show to go up there and commit assault and battery. Yeah, because basically you belt him one, and that's unwarranted and not allowed, and he did it. So they banned him. Okay, Omar Epps. All right. Omar Epps, of course, still with us too. He's an actor. He works in music department and he's a producer. Omar Epps is an American actor. He was starring on the ABC drama Resurrection back in 2013. He's going to be doing a movie soon called Moses the Black in 2026. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he was raised by his mother, Bonnie Maria Epps, an elementary school principal. No stranger to the big screen, Epps has appeared in lead roles in feature films, including Paramount's Against the Ropes in 2004, in which he starred opposite Meg Ryan. And then, of course, he redid Alfie in 2004, Paramount's Alfie, among others. He was born July 20th, 1973. So right now, he is the age of 52. Nice. Okay. So that is Omar Epps. All right. And let's see. We did Tina Pinkett. Here's Heather Graham. Let's talk about Heather Graham real quick. She played Step. God bless you, babe. She played Stab Casey in this movie. One of her earlier roles. Wow, she's going to be in a movie called They Will Kill You, 2026. Interesting. All right, she's an actress, producer, and director. Of course, she was in that parody of the spy genre with Michael Myers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Um, you know, in the Austin Powers series. Heather Joan Graham was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to Joan, a school teacher and children's book author, and James Graham, an FBI agent. She's deeply into the elite there with the FBI. Because of her father's career, the family moved frequently, which gave Heather a broad perspective from an early age. So this is one woman you do not want to piss off because her dad has FBI connections. Ooh. Though naturally shy, she found joy and confidence in performing, discovering a love for acting that grew stronger throughout her childhood. And she was born January 29th, 1970. So she just had a birthday, and she is the ripe old age of 56. How about that? Yep, Heather Graham. Okay. And last but not least, for this second movie, we're looking at Roger Jackson, the voice of Ghostface. And Roger Jackson is still with us as well. He's an actor, additional crew, and he has worked on soundtrack. And one of the movies that's featured here is called Dishonored 2, which came out in 2016. Roger is a theater trained actor who specializes in characters, vocal sound effects, dialects, and impressions. He is best known for his work as Ghostface in Wes Craven's Scream films, Mojo Jojo, and The Powerpuff Girls, and the original Mr. Mucus for Mucinex. Roger has voiced roles in many films, television shows, and video games, such as Groucho Marx and Mel Gibson for MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch, Junior in Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury, the translator device in Tim Burton's Mars Attacks, rat, 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 that thing, and the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. He was born July 13th, 1958, so right now he's the ripe age of 67. Cool. Well, that's good to know about Roger. That's a brief mini bio on him. Yeah, very cool. Okay. And as we go through each of these Scream films pretty quickly, we'll go back here to the chat, see what else we got going on. And I did eat, okay. You did eat or ate, yeah, an In-N-Out burger for dinner today. Oh, very cool, Kevin. Yeah, I love In-N-Out burger. So does Suzanne. Yeah, it's good. It's good food. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Lisa and Adam, have both of you ever seen any of the Scream films in your lifetime? Like I said, this is a 30-year franchise. that's been going on since '96. Yeah, it's reached its 30th this year anniversary. So yeah, Lisa and Adam, let me know in the chat if you've seen any of the Scream films and what was your impression. What did you think of them when you saw them for the first time? Yeah, let me know. I saw the first couple. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like I said, Lisa, I know Suzanne and I know we saw the first four. Maybe not the fifth. I don't know for sure. Um, the sixth, maybe. I don't. I really don't think we did saw the sixth one, but we really do want to see the seventh one because I think this is supposed to end it all. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. So Lisa says, I saw the first couple. Meh. Yeah, exactly how people have been thinking about it over these years. What about you, Adam, sir? Um, you seen any of them yourself? Yep, Kevin's laughing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a crazy franchise. He said I only saw the first one as well. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, most people are familiar with the very first one, which was probably the only good one in the entire seven movies, right? Maybe. I hope the seventh one that's halfway decent, next week when we go to see it in its premiere. Yeah, we're gonna go to Scarborough Town Center to go see it in the theater there, Cineplex Odeon. Yeah, should be fun. It's gonna be cold though. We're gonna be wearing at least 3 layers. It's gonna be in the 30s, and I think the low temperature is gonna be 5. So, yeah, we'll see how far we get through that. So, yeah, crazy. Okay, and we got 5 likes. Yay! We got 4 people still watching. That is awesome. I appreciate it, guys and gals. Thank you. Both Suzanne and I appreciate that. This is a lot of fun. I love when I can come up with these subjects and topics and just kind of like throw it out there and let you folks know what's happening. Okay, well, we're almost halfway through, so let's get to Scream 3. All right. Okay. So Scream 3 came out in the year 2000, and it was R-rated. All of these are R-rated pretty much. This got 1 hour 56 minutes time frame. And in Hollywood, a new Ghostface starts killing the cast of Stab 3, which is a movie sequel whose previous movies were based on the Woodsboro and Windsor College killings, forcing the survivors of those previous attacks to confront terror once again. And again, Wes Craven directed. And we also had Kevin Williamson and Aaron Kruger as the writers. So we're going to look at them real quick. All right, so Kevin Williamson is still with us. He's going to have a birthday coming up March 14th of this year, where he's going to turn the age of 61. He was born March 14th, 1965. So he was born 3 days before my brother Larry, who was going to celebrate his 61st birthday soon, uh, was born on March 17th of 65. My brother Larry, who I've known for all those years. Yeah. Writer, producer, director. As a child, Williamson was a fond fan of movies, especially those of Steven Spielberg. After high school, Williamson went to college for a future in acting. Although he landed very small parts in TV shows and movies, nothing had happened. Williamson moved out to LA in 1990 in hopes that it would aid his career, but nothing had come up. While in LA, he took up a class at UCLA in writing, and that's where he became well known for writing. He's known not only for the Scream franchise, he also wrote 45 episodes of The Following, a TV series which came out from 2013 to 2015. And then from 2019 to 2017, he's the writer and creator of the TV series known as The Vampire Diaries, 171 episodes. All right, folks, you know what that means. When people get bored in this building, the alarm goes off. That means that I have to step away for a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on mute so you don't have to hear it. I will be back as soon as I can. I know my wife wants to take a bath, so I'm going to hang out with her for a few minutes. But talk amongst yourselves. Make some comments there in the chats if you want, in the chat if you want, and I'll read them as soon as I get them back. So, yeah. Yeah, Adam says it's hard to believe the Scream movie started so long ago. Yeah, 30 years. And Kevin says, okay. All right, I'll be right back, folks. I promise. It should take more than 10 minutes, 15 at the most. So I apologize. Alrighty. Well, let's do a double cross like that. Let's hope we're back. Okay. So again, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you so much, Adam, for being so patient. Okay. So I gave hand waves and hearts to everybody. Child Lisa blew us some kisses to me and Suzanne. Thank you. Yeah, Suzanne's taking a bath right now. Um, let's see, Kevin with his smile. Yeah, I mentioned there in the chat, Scream Three's ratings were way down, basically D minus material. I'm sensing the trend here. We all laughed at that. And then I did say we truly appreciate all of your patience and support during these alarm times, when they go off. We never predict them. We just don't. People get bored. They go, I gotta smoke some more weed. I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh, I know. If I smoke weed and I let the alarm system go off, I can allow the fire department to come and be bothered and come over and be with us. Yeah, some people just do that. Big thumbs up from Lisa and Adam and Kevin. Thank you so much, guys and gals. Thank you. You're welcome, Mikey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah. So, just quickly getting back to Scream 3 in 2000, rated R, 1 hour, 56 minutes. Over 181,000 people watched it so far, a 5.7 out of 10. Folks, I got to tell you, that's a D minus and short of an F. Because anything below 5.5, well, basically you just said F you to the movie. So that's where this one stands, is pretty much a D minus. Let's see. Okay, a couple people. I think we'll just do two at a time. So a couple people we'll look at here will be Liev Schreiber, who plays Cotton Weary in this thing, and then we will also. I'll take a look at Parker Posey because I think she also appeared in this. She's a standout, but apparently in the basic cast. Oh, and Roger Corman does a special cameo appearance as a studio executive in this thing, in this third one, and one of Larry's favorite friends, Lance Henriksen, appears as John Milton in this. So actually, let's see. We'll look at McLovin. He's in this too. Patrick Dempsey plays Mark Kincaid. So yeah, so let's take a look at Lee Schreiber, Patrick Dempsey, and Lance Hendricks and Henriksen, and we'll see how they did or how they're doing. So let's take a look here. Now I remember Lee Schreiber, who appeared with my wife's cousin Daniel Craig in the story about the Ukrainian uh, brothers who saved people from the Yazis. Uh, Lee Schreiber was born in San Francisco, California. Woohoo! On October 4th, 1967. So he right now is let's see, he's 58 years old. Not bad. His mother Heather Milgram was her her original name, last name, is a painter, and his father, Tell Carroll Schreiber III, is a theatrical actor who had a small role in The Keeper in 1976. His mother is from a working class Jewish family from Poland and Ukraine, while his father is from an upper class Protestant family. His parents moved the family to Canada when Liev was 1 and divorced when he was 5. He and his mother moved to New York, where she drove a cab. He's been nominated for 9 Primetime Emmy Awards. And of course, he's known for the remake of The Manchurian Candidate in 2004, where he played Raymond Shaw. He was a director in a movie called Everything is Illuminated in 2005. He was Victor Creed in X-Men Origins Wolverine in 2009. And in the movie Spotlight in 2015, he was Marty Baron. I know he also did a film with my wife's cousin, Daniel Craig, who was James Bond for 5 films. Let me go take a look back at that real quick. Yeah. Let's see here. I know he was in it with him in a movie. Hey, he was in the Summer of All Fears. That's a good one. Huh. Sunshine Boys. Huh. Didn't know he did that. Huh. And he appeared in 4 episodes of CSI. That's good. Defiance. That's what it was called. He played Zeus Bielski in Defiance in 2008 with the Ukrainian brother, the other Bielski, played by Daniel Craig. That was a good film. Actor, producer, and he also worked in additional crew. So very cool with lead there. Okay, now we'll take a look at McLovin, also known as Patrick Dempsey. And Patrick Dempsey is an actor as well as producer and production manager. And Patrick will next be seen in Eli Roth's new feature film, Thanksgiving, which we've already seen. It's a great horror film, as well as Michael Mann's new film, Ferrari, in which he stars opposite Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. He was just seen starring in the Disney Plus feature film and sequel to Enchanted, Disenchanted, opposite Amy Adams, and most recently starred in the Sky Italy television series Devils that aired throughout Europe. Other credits include Universal's Bridget Jones' Baby, alongside Renee Zellweger and Colin Firth, and another Epics miniseries. He was born January 3rd, 1966, so he just celebrated his 60th birthday. Oh, congratulations there, McLovin. He was nominated for 1 Primetime Emmy. And he did 262 episodes in Grey's Anatomy as Dr. Derek Shepard from 2005 to 2022. In 1987, he was in Can't Buy Me Love as Ronald Miller. In 2011, he played Dylan in Transformers Dark Side of the Moon or Dark of the Moon. And then, of course, first appeared in Enchanted as Robert Phillip in 2007. So that is Patrick Dempsey. Okay. All right. Okay, before I talk about Lance Henriksen here, I do need to make one more step away, so I'll be right back. Man business. Uh, always seems that way. It's like, I found that it just came off me. Oh, he's right there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hi, girls. You look so cute. What did you just? Why are you so bad, my daughter? You're such a good monkey. There are tiny things. No. Just, I gotta fix my things.
You hear her?
Hear who?
Yeah, she's going, Dad.
Oh, yeah, probably heard her once. Hey, Deja. Hey, no boy. Those beautiful girls. I hear you, honey. Dad. I'm like, yes, I hear my beautiful cat. One of my girls saying, Dad. Okay. Welcome back, guys and gals. Thank you again for your support and your patience. All right. So let's get to Lance Henriksen. And good thing that my brother Larry's friend is alive. Actor, producer, additional crew. He is was born May 5th, 1940. So currently he's 85 years of age. He's an intense, versatile actor, as adept at playing clean cut FBI agents as he is psychotic motorcycle gang leaders who can go from portraying soulless, murderous vampires to burned out, world weary homicide detectives. Lance Henriksen has starred in a variety of films that have allowed him to stretch his talents just about as far as an actor could possibly hope. He played Awful Malful in the TNT original movie Evil Knievel, based on the life of Evil Knievel in 2004, which was directed by John Badham and executive produced by Mel Gibson. Henriksen portrayed one of his pals. Also, he appeared in the movie Near Dark back in 1987 with my best friend Larry. He was one of the vampires in that movie, which is kind of cool. So, yeah. So Lance Henriksen is still with us. That's good. Okay. So those are just three of the people that appeared in Scream 3. Okay. And Lisa does say, I've got to head off now, Mikey. Catch you later. All right, Lisa. Well, we love you. Me and Suzanne, we love you guys, you and Adam. And I hope all you guys have a good one. And Adam says, me too, Mikey. Thanks for the live. You're welcome. You are most welcome. And Kevin says, see you, Lisa, and see you, Adam. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. Thank you for both being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. We have 7 likes. Amazing. That's awesome. And we do have the one person, my wife and you, Kevin, both watching. So thank you, 2 people. So that's awesome. Appreciate that. All the love in the room there to you, Kevin, and Adam and Lisa, and my beautiful wife. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get to the other 3 here real quick, and then we'll head out for tonight, and then I'm gonna rest up for uh, the BBB Ranch for 10:05. So, all right. Okay, so Scream 4 came out in 2011, R-rated, 1 hour 51 minutes, and Wes Craven again came back to direct. Kevin Williamson came back to write. It brought back Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette David Arquette plays kind of a half-wit deputy. Courtney Cox, of course, Gail Weathers, and then Nev Campbell is, of course, Sidney Prescott. And 10 years after the original Woodsboro murders, one of the survivors returns home to promote their new book about surviving trauma, only for a new Ghostface killer to emerge, targeting a new group of teens. And he was Dewey Riley, Deputy Dewey. um, and Roger Jackson, of course, was the voice for all of them. Okay. Let's see. Of the actors or actresses I recognize, we will look at 2 of them, 2 actresses I recognize. Oh, 3. There's Anna Paquin, who plays Rachel. There's Kristen Bell, who also is a world renowned stunt woman. And then there's who plays Chloe, and then there's Hayden Panettiere, who plays Kirby Reed. So we will look at them here in a minute. Okay. Now, 10 years later, uh, or in this case, 11, they came back a little bit in the ratings. Like I said, the third one was a D minus. This one turns out to be more of a D. So 6.2 out of 10 over 187,000 people. So I've seen it. So yeah, a D grade. So it only slightly improved. Okay. Let's just talk about that. So, all right. So let's take a look at those three actresses real quick. Look at their mini bios. Okay. First, we'll take a look at Anna Paquin. Okay, Anna Paquin is also with us still. She's an actress, producer, and additional crew. Recently, she did a movie called True Spirit, which came out in 2023. And Anna Paquin is the first millennial to have received an Academy Award nomination for acting and the first to win. She was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, to Mary Brophy. That was her mom's maiden name, an English teacher from Wellington, New Zealand, and Brian Paquin, a Canadian phys ed teacher, had to move to her mother's native country when they divorced. Like I said, she won one Oscar, and that was in 1994. She was Best Actress in a Supporting Role for The Piano. That's what she won for. So, yeah, very cool. All right, and she was born July 24th, 1982. So she is right now the age of 53. Or no, I'm sorry, 43. She's 43 years of age. Nice. And she's, like I said, besides The Piano, where she played Flora McGrath and got the Oscar win for that, she was Rogue in X-Men in 2000 and reprised the role in both X-Men United X2 and also in the X3, which was the final stand as Rogue in 2003, and the Squid and the Whale as Lily in 2005. Plus, I mentioned the one she did in 2023, True Spirit. So that is Anna Paquin. Okay. And now we'll look at Kristen Bell as Chloe in this movie. She'll appear later this year in the 32nd Annual Actor Awards. She's an actress, producer, and writer. Kristen Ann Bell, born in 1980, July 18th. So she is right now 45 years of age. She's an American actress and singer. She was born and raised in Huntington Woods, Michigan, and is the daughter of Lorelei Frazier, which is a nurse, or Frazier, and Tom Bell, a television news director. Her ancestry is Polish and mother, and German, English, Irish, and Scottish, her father. Kristen found her talent in entertainment at an early age. In 1992, she went to her first audition and won a role in Raggedy Ann and Andy. Bell's mother established her with an agent before she was 13, and she was cast in other roles after that. And here's a couple things she's known for. In 2013, she was the voice of Anna in the original Frozen from Disney. In 2004 to 2019, she did 72 episodes of that TV series known as Veronica Mars. And then she did the Veronica Mars movie, which came out in 2014. And she was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall as Sarah Marshall in 2008. Yeah. So, Kristen Bell. Yeah. So that is her brief mini bio. And then we'll take a look last here at Hayden Panettiere. And Hayden Panettiere is actress, producer, and music department. And this year she's going to be doing a horror film called Sleepwalker in 2026. And Hayden Leslie Panettiere was born on August 21st, 1989 in Palisades, New York, to actress Leslie Vogel and fire department captain Skip Panettiere. Her younger brother was actor Jansen Panettiere, who lived from 1994 to 2023. So rest in peace, Jansen. Her parents are both of half Italian descent, along with German and English. Her mother got her started in the business by doing commercials when she was just 11 months old. Then, at only 4.5 years old, she was cast on the soap opera One Life to Live in 1968, where she remained until 1997. And since then, she has been in other films. Let's see. In the TV series Heroes, she played Claire Bennett from 2006 to 2010, 75 episodes of that. I Love You, Beth Cooper in 2009, where she played Beth Cooper. She was, like I said, she played Kirby Reed in 2011 in Scream 4. And then she was in the movie, which is a great movie by Denzel Washington, Remember the Titans. She played Cheryl Yost. Yost, like in toast. Yoast in 2000. So, yeah. So Hayden Panettiere. Okay. Alrighty. Now we'll take a look at Scream 5. And before we do, let's see. Alrighty. Yeah. So we still have 7 wonderful likes. Thank you so much. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we'll take a look at Scream 5. Okay, so they called it just Scream, but it was technically Scream 5. And it came out in 2022, rated R, 1 hour 54. And the directors were Matt Bettinelli Olpin and Tyler Gillette. The writers were Kevin Williamson, Guy Busick, and James Vanderbilt. And of course, it had the 3 main characters, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. And in this one, let's see. Yeah, it looks like Jenna Ortega. We'll take a look at her. We'll take a look at Jack Quaid, because he's the son of Randy Quaid, I believe, or possibly of the other Quaid, who we recently lost. And yeah, and then we'll look at Marley. Oh no, we'll look at Skeet Ulrich, who comes back as Billy Loomis. So cool. Okay. And on this one, a 6.3 out of 10. So again, still a D grade, almost a D plus, to a C minus, and over 183,000 people have seen it. So, and technically, it is considered Scream 5, but they just called it Scream. So, okay. Jack Quaid, an actor, writer, and producer, who is going to, oh man, he's going to redo Heads of State in 2025. Yikes. Anyway, he's an American actor. He made his acting debut with a minor role in the dystopian film The Hunger Games in 2012, before his breakout role as vigilante Huey Campbell in the Amazon Prime Video superhero series The Boys in 2019. Among other roles, he was part of the main cast of HBO's Vinyl in 2016, and he's had numerous voice acting roles such as Brad Boemler in Star Trek Lower Decks in 2020, and he also played Richie Kirsch in the slasher film Scream in 2022. He was born April 24th, 1992. So right now he is 33 years of age. And he was Marvel in The Hunger Games in 2012. In the movie Novocaine from last year, he was Nate, 2025. 2025, he also was in a movie called Companion, where he played Josh. And of course, the Scream film in 2022 as Richie Kirsch. Okay. I know he's related to one of the Quaids. It might be Dennis Quaid, it might be Randy Quaid, but they're all the same family, so I'm pretty sure he's related to one of the 2 of them as their son. Okay. Let's see. Jenna Ortega. All right, Jenna Ortega. She's an actress, producer, and in soundtrack. And Jenna Marie Ortega was born on September 27th, 2002, in Coachella Valley, California. She began acting at age 9 and has portrayed Harley, a creative engineering prodigy navigating life as the middle child in a family of 7 children in Stuck in the Middle, a Disney Channel series told from Harley's perspective. Ortega is known not only for her stellar performance in multiple Disney productions, but also for her roles. She was nominated for 1 Primetime Emmy, and so right now she is 23 years of age. Sweet. And of course, she's also well known recently for playing Wednesday Addams in the TV series known as Wednesday. And also, she plays Goody Adams in that for 17 episodes from 2022 to now. And then she came back as Tara Carpenter in Scream 6 after this one, Scream, like I said, which is technically should be known as Scream 5. And then in 2021, she was in a movie called The Fallout, where she was Veda Cavell. So that is Jenna Ortega. All right, then we'll look at Skeet. All right, Skeet Ulrich was in a movie 2 years ago called Perish in 2024. Skeet Ulrich is an American actor. He's actor, director, and a producer. He's best known for his roles in popular 1990s films, including Billy Loomis in Scream in 1996 and The Other Scream in 2022, Chris Hooker in The Craft in 1996, and Vincent Lopiano in As Good as It Gets in 1997, which also featured the great Jack Nicholson. Since 2017, he has starred as Forsyth Pendleton F.P. Jones II on the CW's Riverdale, which is based on the Archies, and his other television roles include Johnston Jacob Jake Green Jr. in the television series Jericho, and LAPD Detective Rex Winters, a Marine veteran from the Law and Order franchise. He was born January 20th, 1970, so he just celebrated his 56th birthday a couple months ago, or about a month ago. So yeah, cool. Right, so he appeared as Billy in 1996, Chris Hooker in The Craft in 96. Then he did 3 episodes as Jeffrey Wheeler in the TV miniseries Into the West in 2005. And then in 1999, he was Tim Mason in a movie called Chill Factor. So that is Skeet Ulrich, or Ulrich. Some people will pronounce it Ulrich. Okay. All right, and we are almost done. So like I said, we'll look at Scream 6, and then we will do a brief rundown on the 7th one coming out, like I said, next week. Okay. All right, in 2023, Scream 6 with R-rated 2 hours and 2 minutes, and it featured a new actress named Melissa Barrera. It brought back Jenna Ortega and Courtney Cox. And the directors again were Tyler Gillette and Matt Bettinelli. Matt Bettinelli Open. Okay. After surviving the latest Woodsboro murders, a group of teens moved to New York City hoping for a fresh start, only to find a new killer picking up where the last Ghostface killer left off. Cool. Okay. Now, this was the only one because you remember that David Arquette, who played Dewey, did pass away in one of the previous other films. He got wiped out. And so, really, at this point, we weren't sure where Sidney Prescott was hiding. But we do know that Courtney Cox, who played Gail Weathers, was still around. Sam Carpenter, Melissa Barrera, was in this. That was Tara's sister who appeared, and Jenna Ortega came back, of course. Skeet Ulrich came back as Billy Loomis. We also had the actor Dermot Mulroney in this one, Detective Bailey. So, yeah. So we're going to look at Melissa, and we'll look at Dermot Mulroney, and we'll also look at Mason Gooding, who plays Chad Meeks Martin. Okay, so we'll look at those three. Now, in this movie, it got a 6.4 out of 10, so it's only slightly improving. Again, it's close to a D plus, but more like a D. So it's getting close. It didn't reach the C grade yet. Maybe Scream 7 will. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. So let's take a look quickly at those three I mentioned. Okay. So Melissa Barrera is both actress, producer, and worked in soundtrack. She was born July 4th. It doesn't say what year, but I think she's in her 20s. Melissa Barrera Martinez was born in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. She's the first of four daughters of Rosana Maria Martinez Garcia and Tomas Gerardo Barrera Tabas. She attended the American School Foundation of Monterey from the ages of 4 to 18 when she graduated high school. It was during her middle school years that she began getting involved in theater. She participated in school plays and musicals such as The Wizard of Oz, Footloose, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, among others. So far, what she's known for, not only for Scream 6, but she was in Scream 5, technically, in 2022, and in The Heights movie in 2021, she appeared as Vanessa, and in Abigail, which came out 2 years ago in 2024, she played Joey in that. So she's one of the up-and-coming actresses. Okay, so that's Melissa Barrera. Sometimes I can tilt my R's, and sometimes I can't. So if I don't get it right the first time, I ain't gonna try it again. It's just too hard, man. Okay, so we'll look at Mason Gooding here. All right, Mason Gooding, he's an actor, director, and he's in production department. He'll be doing a movie later this year called The Gates in 2026. And he's an American actor who was born in Los Angeles to Sarah Kapfer and Cuba Gooding Jr. So this is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s kid, Mason. Cool. He attended school in California. He graduated from Windward High School in California, and he attended the Tisch School of the Arts at New York University, but did not graduate. In 2019, he co-starred in Olivia Wilde's comedy film Booksmart. He was born November 14th, 1996, so he is 29 years of age, and if he makes it, he'll be 30. So cool, Mason Gooding. Let's see. So he appeared in Scream 5, technically called Scream 5, but they call it Scream, as Chad Meeks Martin in 2022. Then came back for Scream 6 in 2023. Then in a movie called Fall, he was Dan Connor in 2022. And then in 2025, last year, he was in a movie called Heart Eyes, where he plays Jay Simmons in that. So, wow, cool. And Cuba Gooding Jr. did win an Oscar for one of the movie roles he was in. So, well, let's see if Mason is just as good as his dad. Like father, like son. Let's hope so. Okay. All right. And the last one we'll look at here is Dermot Mulroney. And Dermot Mulroney is an actor, music department, and producer. He recently did a film last year called Long Shadows in 2025. He was born in Alexandria, Virginia, to Ellen and Michael Mulroney, a law professor at Villanova. Ooh, the Wildcats. Woohoo! Since being discovered at Northwestern University by a Hollywood talent agent 28 years ago, Mulroney has been seen in over 70 films. Mulroney is a classically trained cellist who began playing in Alexandria, Virginia's public school system when he was 7 years old. He plays with the scoring orchestras on many films for Academy Award-winning composers such as James Newton Howard and others, and Michael Mann. So he was born October 31st, 1963. So Dermot Mulroney is right now 62 years of age, and he was born on Halloween night, Halloween Eve. Nice. I guess we can call him a horror kid too. He was Dirty Steve Stevens in 1988 in the movie Young Guns, which featured Jan Emilio Estevez, among other people. That big Western based on the life of Jesse James. He was in The Wedding Date in 2005 as Nick Mercer. He was in My Best Friend's Wedding in 1997 with Julia Roberts, called Michael. He was Michael O'Neill in that. And then August Osage County was a movie in 2013 where he played Steve Uberbrecht. Cool. So that was Dermot Mulroney. Very cool. Yeah, he's been in a lot of films. 70 films. I mean, that's impressive. All right, so now the moment you all been waiting for. We'll get to Scream 7 here real quick and just give you a brief mention of it. And right. And as it says here, when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. The director is Kevin Williamson. He comes back to direct. So far, no rating, like I said, because it comes out next week, next Friday. The other writers along with Williamson are Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt. And this will feature Nev, it'll feature Courtney, and Isabel May. And Isabel May is going to be playing Tatum Prescott, Nev's daughter in the movie. And brings back Mesa Gooding. And Joel McHale. Wow, I haven't heard from Joel McHale in a long time. And he plays Mark Evans in this film. And of course, we're going to talk about McKenna Grace, who has been in wonderful films lately. So I'm happy about that. That is cool. So McKenna, I've always liked her. Okay, so we'll talk about Isabel May, we'll talk about Joel McHale, and we'll talk about McKenna Grace. So let's take a look at Isabel May. All right, Isabel May is an actress and producer, and she's an American actress. She starred as Katie Cooper on the Netflix series Alexa and Katie in 2018, and she had a recurring role as Veronica Duncan on the CBS series Young Sheldon 2017, based on Sheldon Cooper from the series The Big Bang Theory. And the Young Sheldon was the precursor to that, like a prequel. She held the lead role of Zoe Hall in the film Run, Hide, Fight in 2020. She is the narrator and leading protagonist of the Paramount Plus series 1883, which came out in 2021. She was born November 21st of 2000, so she is 25 years of age. And so far, the TV miniseries, what she did in the TV miniseries of 1883 back in 2021 to 2022, she appeared in 10 episodes of that. In the Alexa and Katie TV series, Katie Cooper from 2018 to 2020, she was in 39 episodes of that. In the Young Sheldon TV series, which ran from 2018 until the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, she was in 9 episodes of that as Veronica Duncan. And in 2022, there was a movie called I Want You Back, where she played Leighton in that. So that is Miss Isabel May. All right. And then we'll look at Joel. And Joel McHale, both an actor, producer, and writer. Last year, he was in a movie called California King in 2025. Joel Edward McHale was born in Rome, Italy, to a Canadian-born mother, Lori, whose last name was Nee Jackson, her maiden name, and an American-born father, Jack McHale. His father, from Chicago, is of Irish descent, and his mother, from Vancouver, British Columbia, has Norwegian, Finnish, and English ancestry. Joel was raised in Seattle, Washington, and graduated from Mercer Island High School. He was a history major at the University of Washington, where he was a member of the championship football team. In addition, he received his Master's of Fine Arts there. He was born November 20th, 1971, so he is 54 years of age. He was nominated for 1 Primetime Emmy. And he was in the TV series from 2009 to 2015 called Community, where he played Wingman and Jeff Winger for 110 episodes. He was in the movie Deliver Us from Evil in 2014 as Butler. He was Agent Campbell in 2018 in the Happy Time Murders. And in 2009, he was FBI Special Agent Bob Herndon in a movie called The Informant, 2009. So cool. So that is Joel McHale, actor, producer, and writer. Nice. And finally, we'll look at McKenna Grace. All right. McKenna Grace is an actress, producer, and additional crew. And she is an American actress and singer from Grapevine, Texas, who is known for playing Phoebe Spengler from Ghostbusters Afterlife, Jasmine from Crash and Bernstein, Faith Newman from The Young and the Restless, and Mary Adler from Gifted. She also acted in I, Tonya, Amityville, The Awakening, The Handmaid's Tale, Spirit Untamed, and Scoob, which is based on Scooby Doo. And she also uh, besides Afterlife, she reappeared in Frozen Empire, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, in that one too. So she came back. And she was born June 25th, 2006. So she is only 19 years of age. So she's a June baby, like my beautiful Suzanne. Mwah. So she'll turn 20 June 25th, 9 days after my wife turns 60. How about that? And she has been nominated for one Primetime Emmy. So in Gifted in 2017, she was played Mary. In The Handmaid's Tale, which is a TV series from 2021 to 2022, she did appear in 6 episodes of that as Esther Keys. In Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then later on Frozen Empire, she appears as Phoebe in 2021 in Afterlife. And I, Tanya, from 8 to 12 years old as Tanya in 2017. So very cool. And let's see. And yes, that's right. Suzanne and I saw her last year in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where she played Lisa. She was she was playing this young reporter who talked about the paranormal. Then she gets taken out. So, yep, that was it there. Yep, and then as I said, she came back. She returned in her role as Phoebe Spengler, the daughter of who was played originally by oh, there goes my memory again. Honey, who played Egon Spengler? Harold Ramis. Oh, that's it. Okay, so yeah. So Phoebe, when she appeared in Ghostbusters Afterlife and then Frozen Empire, she is the daughter of Egon Spengler, who was played by Harold Ramis in the old Ghostbusters films. And so she's done that twice. She's come back as that. I really do enjoy McKenna Grace. As I said, she's a great young actress. I know she's going to go far. And then she was she did one episode of as a voice on Crapopolis, a TV series last year. Season 3, episode 10, Vengeance Will Be 9. An actress voice in that. So interesting. And according to this, it says she's got 7 different films coming up. In pre-production, something called 99 Days, something that's just completed where it's called Scoob Holiday Haunt, where she does the voice of Daphne. That was just completed. Uh, she's going to be doing Daphne Blake in Scooby-Doo Origins. That's a pre-production TV series. 8 episodes she's going to be working on that. The Nowhere Game, Karen, Carin, in development. Post-production, she's going to be Maisie Donner in a movie called The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, coming out this year. She does Sky, a voice in the Paw Patrol series, the Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, and pre-production. And like we said, she just completed work on Scream 7, and she's going to be in that. I don't know what role she's going to play yet in that. They haven't really said, but she is in the movie, so that's cool. Okay, so that is Miss McKenna Grace. All right. And this will be R-rated film. It's about an hour and 54 minutes long, it says. It's supposed to finish the entire Scream franchise, all 7 movies. This seventh one, Fear Hits Home, is the main uh, meme for this. And it should finish, but so far it doesn't have some pre movie likes. It has people not liking it right away. Only 11 people, but you know how that goes. Okay. And hello, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Welcome, sir. Kapla! Welcome, my friend. You just got here towards the end of my live stream talking about the entire Scream franchise created by Wes Craven. Yeah. It's so awesome, dude. Make sure you watch on the rewatch, please. Please, Gorilla. You'll learn a lot of cool facts. I didn't try, like I said, the previous 6 films, I didn't try to spoil them or anything by going into trivia or anything like that. I just wanted to talk about the actors and actresses that were prominently featured in each of the first 6 films, and then who's there in the 7th film. So, yeah. And then, like I said, Suzanne and I, we're going to go see it next Friday when it premieres on the 27th. So, 6 days from now. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So, kapla to you, Gorilla. It's good to see you, my friend. And I did like Gorilla. I did like your 2 of your music things. The Red Oak. Wow. Okay. Well, there had to be a song, right? You and I, all that time that we were there with the other 2 guys, and we talked about the Red Oak, and I mean, sure. So, yep, there had to be a song, and you put it out there. And then you did that Ward type song. Wow. Cool, man. Those were good. I really liked them. And I did download them. I did hit the like on both of them, and I have them in our light list of films and documentaries and other things I've done. So yeah, as I said, Gorilla, this is now officially our 550th video podcast, a live webcam or live stream that I've done ever since I started with Warlord Fade, and then Mikey Seuss 4, and then now here at ChattyBloggerMS. So I appreciate you, Gorilla, being a big part of this. And Gorilla, you are I believe you are managing mod. I want to verify that, but yes, sir, you are. So, brother, we count on you. If there's any bad people, you know, check out their. Like I said, your job is pretty important. You got to make sure that these people are legit. I mean, if they only have like no views, maybe, or no videos, but if they're only starters or whatever, just keep an eye out. You know what to do, sir. You've been doing you're a creator yourself, and you've been doing your own channel for a while. I mean, but I've done 3 different channels for 20 years. Says a lot about me, but I'm still learning. I always learn. So it's a wonderful thing. Kevin says hello to Gorilla. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. So we got my beautiful wife and Gorilla and Kevin still watching, and we got 7 likes. That's so cool. Okay, so hey, Kevin from Gorilla. Okay, so my overall impression of Scream, it was good in the beginning. It was a nice kind of different concept to the slasher horror films that we were so used to watching. All those different sequels to Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, which of course also came from Wes Craven. Um, you know, and the Leatherface. The different. You know the Chainsaw Massacre, movies, um, the Hills Have Eyes movies. It was all these different slasher films that had all these sequels. Saw, like I said, Saw has had 10 films. 10. And we got to see them all. Susanna and I have seen every one of them, and we own some of them, right? I think up to 9. We haven't got the 10th one yet. We're going to try to find that one again. Um, you know, and then, like what's the other one that we're really into? Um, well, anyway, like I said, Saw was the most recent. But we've seen all these other Halloween, and that was the other one. Halloween lasted what, 6, 7 films, something like that, and then they finally killed him. They finally got rid of Michael Myers. Yeah, um, the guy with the mask, or whatever. Jamie Lee Curtis's brother, who was psychotic and killer and everything, sociopath. So yeah, I mean, there's been all of these different slasher films, and they're amazing when they were first started out, but then as they started building more of a fan base, but then you got into sequels, the sequels just seemed to turn bad. They got worse and worse and worse all the time. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and like I said, somebody in their brilliant mind, probably Kevin Williamson, said, we could write a 7 just to finish this out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on Scream 7. Yeah, we have no idea yet. So yeah, we'll see, as they say. All right. So first of all, I do want to thank Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Gorilla, thank you for popping in from Minnesota. Appreciate you being here, Kapla brother. We appreciate Kevin's Theme Park Adventure from the wonderful California area there, where he lives in near LA and stuff. Kevin, we appreciate you as always. We also appreciate Hidden Jackpots, which is Adam, who is a good friend and a partner to our friend Travel with Lisa MH, who comes originally from Suffolk, England. And of course, Adam lives in the wonderful part there, region of Niagara Falls, Ontario, currently. And of course, my beautiful wife, Suzanne, who maintains the chat, helps us all out here. So, and congratulations to Adam at Hidden Jackpots. We made him a standard mod. So he's going to help us in future webcams, live streams as he can. And of course, first in the box was Mr. Kevin. There you go. As it should be. He's first in the box. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. Right now it is almost 9 o'clock, so I need to get ready. I need to rest up a little bit and get ready for Brain Bender's Banter tonight, 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time, my time, and which would be 7:05 p.m. her time over in the Pacific Coast. She lives up near Sacramento. Chrissy, who is a good friend and a hostess of her own show, and we'll be there. To talk about expectations. And yeah, I did promise I would send Jim a watch link. So I will send one to Jim. I'll send one to you, Gorilla, if you're interested. I'll send one to our friends Crazy Horse and Alice, and I'll send one to our friend Jason or Jay over there in Michigania. So yeah, in case he wants to check it out, our watch link tonight. Then don't forget, tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing our second MOPS Project show. We will feature, hopefully, my brother Larry from Beers of Adventures. Hopefully, he can make it. I'll try to get Jim to come up on board with me. We're going to talk about 4 different things. We're going to talk about my 2 favorite operas of all time, which are Carmen and La Traviata. And we'll also talk about 2 of my favorite Christian values films that came out in 1973. One, of course, which used to be a musical, which was Jesus Christ Superstar. And then one that was a Broadway play at one time called Godspell. And we will talk about those 2 as well. So that will be tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern here on this very channel, ChattyBloggerMS. Okay, so first I want to thank my beautiful wife, Suzanne, who always says, leave everything in God's hands. It's the best thing we ever did. And this recent financial issue we had with the IRS and stuff is resolved, so we no longer have to worry about that. So thank you, God, for helping us through your beautiful messenger, Suzanne, my wife. Also, I want to thank Larry for his prayers. He always says, always be yourself. I love my brother Larry. He's my best friend in the whole world. Um, you know, like my wife is my soulmate. Well, Larry is my best friend, and I've known him for a very long time. So he and James, who I've known for both of them for over 50 years, I really value their friendships. Also, Frank, who I've known for 48 years. So about 48, 49 years. So yeah, Very long time, those three gentlemen. Um, Also, uh, I want to thank brothers Jim and Matt for allowing me, for helping me put together a meme where I say, "Remember, you'll never know where you'll hear or see me next. So don't forget to ring that bell." There you go. To ring that notification bell so you can be notified, like I said, of all podcasts, live webcams like this one, live streams like the one I'm doing tomorrow. So you can be notified. Just make sure you do that. Alrighty. And of course, I always thank Gene Siskel, who used to work for the formerly of the Chicago Tribune and used to be a part of that wonderful movie critics TV show, Siskel and Ebert at the Movies. Of course, they're both gone now. They have been for a while, so rest in peace, both. But I always modeled myself after Gene, being the nerd with glasses and everything else like that. And I did take a cinema course in college, in community college, so that was a lot of fun. And he always said, and now the aisle's closed. And I did get permission. Apparently, I'm very glad of that from the Siskel family and their foundation over in Chicago, Illinois. So, yeah, I always try to say that, which is always a good thing. All right. So, with that, I wish you all peace from me, from a beautiful Suzanne, our beautiful cats, Moon Pie and Deja Vu. And everybody I've mentioned here in the chat, please remember, go to their websites on YouTube. Please subscribe to them, and because they do need it, and the algorithm helps a lot. Check out their channels. Kevin has a great one. Larry has a great one. You know that. Gorilla has a great one too. You know, he does his Twilight Zone on Thursdays, his Waltons on Fridays, he does his Cinema Sunday on Sundays, and he does his live cigar lounge on Tuesdays. So, yeah, make sure you check out, and of course, Travel with Lisa. She's our videographer from England. Make sure you check out all of her different videos she has shot both overseas and here in Canada itself. And of course, Hidden Jackpots, who is her wonderful partner, Adam, who lives there, like I said, in Niagara Falls, Ontario side, Canada. And they met and they're a wonderful couple together. And they share a channel now, which is called Adam and Lisa Explore. And there's also Hidden Jackpot's own channel and Travel with Lisa MH, her own channel. So, yeah, please check out all of those channels that I mentioned tonight. And, yeah, and that is everybody, I believe. Everybody that was in here tonight, including Gorilla. So, yeah, awesome. All right, so everyone, take care of yourselves. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the weekend. Be careful because there is some cold weather coming up, especially for us here further north, Mr. Gorilla. So be prepared, Kevin, and Kevin, be prepared for more rain. Adam and Lisa, be prepared for more snow. We're gonna get some snow coming on its way, so be ready for that. Okay, and hopefully we'll get to see you, Adam and Lisa, later on, either next month or in April. Hopefully, I think more so in March. That would be wonderful because the four of us we can get together, have a dinner out, something like that. Maybe we can shoot it, each other, in a live scene, talk about people and everything, about our lives and everything, and that might be fun. So we'll see what we can do about that next month. That'd be great. Okay, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time on ChattyBloggerMS, which of course stands for Mikey Sue's. And like I said, peace, prosperity, love, support, and prayers to everybody here. Pray for everybody we know now. Matt, Larry, uh, Jason, and Nikki. Gorilla, pray for Jim and Ann. And also Art. And like I said, Matt, pray for Matt Arnold. Pray for everybody. All right, bye, Mikey from Kevin. I will see you tomorrow. Amen from Kevin. So, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, for all the prayers we've offered today. Amen and amen. Thank you, sir, and the prayers. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care, and God bless all of you and your families.